Bang bang, 69. That's probably as funny as this video is gonna get. Hello, let's loll at cars. So we'll start with this, the Vauxhall Mokka teaser picture, which shows us nothing. In fact, it looks like one of those magic eye pictures, remember them? Which, if you go slightly boss-eyed and stare at hard enough, will show you the future of an overpriced box that loads of people will drive for no good reason. Moving on, we're making cars again, people! Even though April's sales figures show that nobody bought a car, it's no surprise really, although there is a big leap of faith about to happen as the car companies start churning cars out again. So yeah, there's no sign of lockdown lifting anytime soon, not in the UK anyway, but a few car makers have already started getting their production lines moving. Seat, Ford, Bentley, even Ferrari, finally. Guess who says it's going to be first to open its factory up again? Because obviously when there are no actual races to do, the next best thing is to just make a race out of opening a door. Funny that, how that didn't happen in mid-April. Anyways, they're all pretty much doing the same thing, okay? They're screening everyone, they're sticking a face mask on them, and they're asking them to stand apart from each other. So the result is that for the foreseeable future, all of our hatchbacks are going to be knocked together in what appears to be an illegal 90s warehouse rave. Now the good thing about them making cars again is that we're going to get some proper news, hopefully. Honestly, right, some of the old that's being committed to a press release at the moment. No, really, in a lot of cases it's just old like this from Peugeot, urging us to remember that until quite recently it did actually make cars with interiors. And Vauxhall saying that it used to make something called a Prince Henry, which I was actually very interested in until I realised that it was a car and not a ring through your penis. And this from Mazda, who committed hundreds of words to explaining that it designs its cars, using something called a design philosophy. Check this out, right? Here are some words from the press release. Only through hundreds of hours of painstaking clay sculpting and painting work has it been possible to hone the perfect balance of tension, power, and constantly changing reflections inherent in the muscular shoulders, elegant curves, and sweeping concave surfacing of the latest generation of Mazda design. Although, in fairness, right, it must be an absolute nightmare if you're one of that design team and you've spent all that time making things look good and you've justified it using all those words, only for some idiot on YouTube to look at the new MX-5 and go, yeah, look at mate. So, here's the new Mazda MX-5. No, really. Mazda is one of the very few manufacturers that has actually announced a new car of late. It's a special edition, like, but still. And the name of this special edition? Arseport. That's right, Arseport. Arseport. Which actually, if you're anywhere near 6 foot tall and you've tried sitting in an MX-5, it's really all the thing actually is. It's an Arseport, because, you know, you're not driving it anywhere, not comfortably anyway. Tiny Mazda MX-5s are. I'm not going to the rant. You know, the one about how they went on and on about how it was much lighter. But all it really did was made it smaller, which is a bit like chopping your arm off and then being really pleased with yourself for losing a few pounds. I think lockdown's starting to get to us. Speaking of which, lockdown is clearly getting to McLaren too, which has announced that it too is renewing its commitment to weight reduction, which, let's face it, is exactly what every one of us is doing on Sunday night prior to Monday morning. There's no need to announce that on a press release, right? It's like putting an ad in the local paper to say that you are starting your diet again on Monday. So finally, something more real world from Seat. Because Seat has released a survey that concludes that some drivers drive more carefully when they have their dog in the car. Well, stop the f***ing presses.
Is that a dog in a car? Hey, hey!
What is good about this is when you dig a little deeper into the data, right? So the main headline from the places that have picked this up has been that about half of drivers drive more carefully when they've got their dog in the car, right? But actually, that's the average of the age categories, okay? Age categories which are quite oppositional. So if I was to tell you, right, that of these two age groups, 40% of one of them said they would drive more carefully with their dog in the car, and 70% of one of them said they would, which way do you think it would go, right? Nope, I know, right? Only 4 of 10 people in the over 55 age category say that they drive more carefully when they have their beloved dog in the car. Well, we're both going to be dead soon anyway, aren't we, Rover? So, is that a ramp? Thanks for watching. I'll do something else next week, don't know what. Bye.
Why do we have to listen to that garbage? It's just utter nonsense what he's talking about.